Hello everyone, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. I hope you're all enjoying your weekend if you are, or if you're not working today, if you're on weekend. So today we are building an apartment for two friends. So this was, I asked on the last video if you had any what's it called? Oh gosh, not requests, but suggestions for videos that you wanted to see this week, and I saw the suggestion to make an apartment for a couple of best friends or a couple of girlfriends or a couple of friends. Don't really know the relationship there, but anyway, it was not specified. So it could be either or, I don't know. Anyway, if I could do an apartment for a couple of friends, and I thought that it had been a while since I'd done anything like that, so I jumped on it. So today we are building for a couple of opposite besties. However, they're you never, we'll get into that. They could be more than besties. Who knows? You know, who knows? So that's up to you. But we're building this for, I want to say one of them is, I tried to really go for opposite aesthetics for them. And in that way, it's also easier to just split up rooms so they have each their room. But I went for one of them, they have a very dark kind of boho but rock and slightly with a touch of industrialism to their interior. I don't know, it's a whole lot. It's a big mix, but we're going with it. And the other one, think Elwood's, but with a little bit of other colors, so it's not just pink, and then is going to fashion school, but is being a badass at it instead of law school. Is that what it's called, law school? To become a lawyer. I forgot, is that called law school? Anyway, Harvard, instead of Harvard. So that's kind of what I wanted to go with. So one is one has a very dark interior in their bedroom, and the other one is definitely a little bit more on the fun, colorful side, very pastel, and actually I would say not super pastel. It's very bright in there. You'll see it a bit later on. So I kind of imagined these two to have been best friends throughout their entire lives and just not wanting to ever split up, if you get what I mean. So they have sat down and decided to move into this apartment together. They're mixing their furniture together, so that's why you'll see this weird mix of styles in the living room here, for example, and also the mix of chairs in the dining room. The kitchen is supposed to look like it just kind of came with the apartment, so. And also the bathrooms to some degree. There is a bathroom or a bathtub shower combo in the bathroom upstairs that I kind of had some thoughts around. So the, let's call her Elwoods. She's, I mean, it could be a he as well. It's up to you. Or anything else. It could be anyone. I'm just saying she right now because Elwoods. Oh, if you don't get that reference, by the way, that's Legally Blonde. I feel like I had to specify that because I'm just assuming everyone knows. But in case you don't, Legally Blonde. So I'm actually not super into those kinds of movies, but there's a couple that I will rewatch any day, and I would say Legally Blonde is definitely one of them. 10 Things I Hate About You, another one. The Devil Wears Prada, Confessions of a Shopaholic. But in general, I'm not into those kinds of movies. There's just a couple that are really solid, you know, and that's one of them. Would highly recommend. If you don't, if you haven't watched it already. You should have watched it years ago. It's so good. Okay, get on it. But Elwoods, let's just call this him Elwoods. They go to fashion school, so I tried to kind of convey that through their interior. And then the other sim, I imagine to be a digital artist. I want to say this quickly before I forget it once we get to their bedrooms, but I almost forgot we had the tablet. I can't even remember what pack it came with. I think it might have been the clutter kit, but I almost forgot we had the drawing tablet, so it suddenly hit me why have I not placed it down on their desk? What are you doing? I could totally see these two also being full-on students, so a fashion student and possibly like a graphic designer student or something. Obviously, this apartment is quite big for students, so I don't know where the money is coming from, but I'm not going to question it. They might be running some questionable businesses or something, or maybe they're trust fund babies, or maybe one of them is a trust fund baby and they just love the other ones so much that they just kind of bring them along or something. I don't know. All I know in my head is that they've been friends forever. They don't want to split up. I also kind of had this idea, like the more that I decorated it, I had this idea that they're unsplittable. Can you say that? Unsplittable? Anyway, their friendship is unbreakable, but to the point where outsiders can tell, like, they kind of like they're meant to be together, but they're not aware of it yet. You know, like that sort of situation. I was playing around with thoughts a lot when I was building this. So I hope you can see it though. I know that interior doesn't really show a background story that well some of the time, but just play around with, like, play along with me, okay? I really wanted they have some drinks and stuff here on the coffee table as well, so I found a pizza too, because they're having pizza night here with the huge TV, which is, I think it's from Movie Hangout Stuff Pack, so it's like, actually, I sized it down a lot, so it's become a little bit smaller. But it still works like a charm. I play tested it, we're all good, and they love to spend evenings here eating pizza, talking, laughing over movies, and just chilling. This was a whole puzzle to put together too, the whole setup, entertainment unit thing that I placed down. I also did not know what to do with this bare wall, but I knew that I hated it and needed to do something about it, so excuse me for placing stuff down and constantly deleting it again, but I was not liking anything that I put down, so I'm still not sure that I fully love this solution, but it helps a little bit. I think I found out, it dawned on me while decorating this apartment, that we are in severe lack of more bookcases, especially ones that have like a boho touch to them, and also ones that look like, I mean, we have a couple that could be students' bookcases, but I feel like we're missing more for some reason. I don't know. We need more basic ones, and then we need more, or at least just one that looks like it could fit into a boho interior, or another one that's industrial that is not a 2-tile one, or the base game one, because the base game, I know that we're using base game counters here, but also the chair is beautiful, made by my friend Harry, also known as Sam, not Harry. I call her Sam all the time, so I don't know why I said Harry, but anyway. They're also base game, but they're newer. They're newer additions to the base game, and I feel like a lot of the base game stuff is just kind of like, texture-wise, it's a little bit outdated. Quickly want to add that I take out the shower stall later on because I realized that I'd forgotten to place down a litter box, and this is making me realize that I forgot to mention they both have cats. So I imagine the Elwoods sim to have like a super furry, white, very plushy kind of cat. I don't know cat breeds, so like I cannot give you an actual name for it, but I just have an image in my head. Think like, what's her name from Aristocats? Is her name Marie? Or I think the little cat is Marie, right? I have not watched Aristocats for the longest time. I remember Thomas O'Malley, but that's only because his entire song he's singing Thomas O'Malley. So like it's just kind of like drilled into my brain. And I think the mother cat is Duchesse, right? Like Duchess, Duchesse, something like that. But it's the little cat, the little white cute cat who's a little bit spoiled. She's also the only girl cat in this group, isn't she? Isn't her name Marie? Anyway, think like a cat like that, but maybe like a little bit furrier, a little bit longer haired, if that's possible. I don't know. Maybe I'm just misremembering what that cat looks like, and this cat will now have like, in your heads, will have like super long hair or something. I don't know. Anyway, and then the other one, I was playing around with the idea of like a full-on black cat, or, hear me out, a hairless cat could also be kind of fun, right? I don't know. It could also kind of fit. So Can we even make those in The Sims? I don't remember. I've not made any pets since Cats and Dogs came out. I'm pretty sure I tried to create my childhood dog and then started crying, and then I gave up on creating pets or something. And anyway, am I sharing too much information today? Probably, but here we are. So this is the Elle Woods bedroom. I will say I am not loving the choice of bed, but we're also kind of lacking ones that I felt would fit with the bedroom. I changed the swatch on the bookcase a little bit later because it was a little bit too much. I still think, yeah, it's just a little bit too much. Just a little, so we're dialing it down a little bit. I like the addition of the curtains. I've actually never used those curtains before, the ones hanging above the bed, but I think I'm going to do that more from now on. Especially in settings like this where it just fits, but it also gets super annoying when you're decorating and there's just like a constant curtain covering the walls and stuff. So that is the thing, but I was very set on including those in this build, and they look cute. I think they look cute. So I think I'm going to try to add more of those to future builds, possibly, as long as they fit with the vibe that we're going for, at least. So other than that, this is a very, yeah, I was very tempted to add another rack of clothes, but then thought, like, if she's supposed to be Elwood's, if she's supposed to be a student, then I need there to be a desk, because it sucks to sit, at least from what I've heard from, okay, I mentioned in my last video that when I was a student, I did my homework sitting on my bed. Can I recommend? No. So I will not do that to my Sims. It's not happening. I cannot recommend, and also I've heard from several friends during the, you know, everything that's been going on for the past couple of years, that when they've been sent home to work or they've just had to stay at home and work, they've had to sit at the dining table and it's been painful. So I will not do that to my Sims either. So Elwood's here, Elwood's inspo Sim, you know, deserve to get their own little study corner instead of another clothing rack. I know that we're lacking a little bit of clothing in here, but just imagine that the closet over, or the wardrobe thingy over on the left side, is like magical. So as soon as you open it, there's like rows and rows of clothing racks in there. We can just pretend it's like Narnia, but with clothes instead of snow. Yeah. I think the overall vibe that we're going for in here is kind of like cutesy, playful, and just fun. You know, like that's kind of what we're trying to do in here. I hope I managed, but like, I don't know. Sometimes when you've been working on something for a little bit, you kind of get blind to it. I don't know how to say that, but hopefully you get what I mean. Like if you've been drawing something, say a portrait of someone, and you've been working on it for like 4 hours, you might have gone into it and worked on it because you kept going on this portrait because you're like, okay, the sketch is good, so I'm gonna start adding details and stuff. And then the more you look at it over these 4 hours, it starts to look more and more wrong. It's the same with builds sometimes, and also especially if you're building shells and then you haven't gotten to the landscaping yet, everything just looks wrong. You have to trust the process. But now that I've built this, finished it, I'm still like, I don't know if I should have trusted the process at this point. So anyway, it's a whole lot. I think it's because everything's just sort of like, the 2 bedrooms are very exaggerated, obviously, and then the rest is like mixed up, and there's no set aesthetic. So like, you definitely have to get the background story with this build for it to actually make sense. Also, sorry that my chair is making noises, but I cannot sit still when I'm doing voiceovers. It's a thing. I've punched the microphone several times throughout the years. I am literally holding my hand right now to keep myself from punching the microphone. I mean, okay, that sounded very violent. That's not what I meant. I just meant like from stopping myself from waving my hands around. So we are decorating the other bedroom now. I do end up changing the bed swatch, even though I love the whole pattern that's going on this one. I think it looks great. It's very cool. But I just was not loving that everything was very dark gray. And then it happened when I changed the book cart to, or cart, Mine is a book cart, which is why I call these book carts, but I suppose you could use them for a lot of different things. Some people have them in the kitchens as well, for example. But anyway, it happened when I changed it to purple, and it dawned on me that I don't really love this color combination. I don't like when everything is gray and black, and then there's a pop of purple in there. That's really difficult to say, by the way. Say that 3 times fast. Pop of purple. Go ahead. I'm not gonna try. We're doing a voiceover here. I'll get tongue-tied. So, I ended up changing the bed to the teal blue one and then added a little bit more blue throughout the room. I just feel like it fit the vibe a little bit better. Also because if you look at the couch that I placed, the boho couch that I placed down in the living room, it does have like a blue-ish throw on it. So it just made sense instead of purple. Although I would have loved the purple. I just didn't love it once I changed to the book cart color. Like, it really hit me that no, I didn't like it. So I like this a little bit better. Yeah. Also, the rock touch definitely comes through with the posters behind the bed. That's what I meant. Like, there's like a little bit of something in here. It's a mix of different things, but overall I'm trying to make it a little bit boho, but with like a touch of something else. And also these like more some of the pieces from high school years are I had to choose this bedside table because it's the only one that's small enough to actually be here, because the bed is placed on 3 tiles instead of 4, so we don't have a full tile on either side of the bed. That's a thing. We need more small bedside tables, like small ones like the ones from Dream Home Decorator. We need that desperately. Thank you. In the future would be much appreciated. But yes, like style-wise, is definitely a little bit of a mix in there, but I feel like it's the same in the Elwood's bedroom anyway, so I don't know. These Sims do not care about overall aesthetics when it comes to style. They just like things to be the exact color that they want them to be. Does that make sense? And also vibe. And vibe and style are not the same. So vibe and style, definitely not the same. So anyway, yeah, I think we are closing in on that made no sense. We are getting to the end of the video, at least in like a minute or something. All right, there's like super many issues with this terrace in this apartment. It's so annoying. It's hard to place down stuff. Once you place it down, you can't delete it or move it or anything. Just want to say that. So that's why the corner of the terrace is like there's nothing going on. Not really. It's not. I don't know how to fix it. So I did what I could, but just want to quickly explain what happened just then. I don't know. Is it the same in your game? Because I feel like I remember a time when that wasn't actually a problem. So please let me know, and I'll see if I can figure out some other way to fix it or something. But anyway, we are at the end of the video now, so I'm gonna wrap up this voiceover. If you guys like this build, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, the tray files can be found over on my Patreon, which will be linked to in the description box as well as in the pinned comment, where you can also find the link to my booktube channel. So if you like to watch videos where people nerd out about books, definitely check it out. But that is all I got for you guys today, so I hope you all enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!
I've got something on my mind. I bet you know what I'm thinking about. You know I can't stop loving you. Every time when you're looking at me, it feels like my heart is skipping a beat, yeah. You know I can't live without you. You make me crazy in a good way. So come on, baby, let's talk. Let's talk about love, like you and me all night. And let's talk about love and feeling alright. And let's talk about love, yeah, baby, come and dance with me. Everything you'll ever need. So let's talk about love. Can I take you out tonight? Kiss you in the moonlight. There is no place I'd rather be. Come on girl, we can take my car.